time for another edition of the Vandy vlog. We are in the vehicular device once again with a very, is that enough berries, you think?
That's, yeah.
Very special guest, James J-Double, not Double J, that's already taken. J-Double, former heavyweight champion of the world, future champion, heavyweight champion of the world, James Jeffries. Is that good? Is that,
Yeah,
you think
that's
good?
Thank you for the introduction. I really appreciate it. And thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. I this has been one of the things we've talked about doing for a while now, and we finally got you in the vehicular device, if I could say English right. So, welcome to the first vlog that you've been on, and I hope to have you back for like 700 more, because there's a lot of stories we can tell on the vlog. We have a show tonight. We're recording this the night of the 2016 King of Algona show, where I hate you and you hate me, and it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a love-hate, you know. One minute we love each other, next minute we hate each other.
Which, that's kind of like our real life situation as well. One day, James.
It's you hating me though.
What do you mean? I can never. Have you ever watched any of these vlogs? If you have, you've seen me put you over at least like 9 out of 9 times.
Yes, I have. I've seen every vlog.
Awesome.
I've seen every vlog, and I've enjoyed every single one.
Well, now we got you on the vlog, and I got to ask you, first, if people have never seen James in action, they're missing out. Probably one of the best. I'm putting you over here, man, so don't just, hey, you don't have to hide it. You don't have to hide it. You can own it. You're like, hell yeah, I'm James Jeffries, baby. But one of the best in-ring performers, not just in Iowa, not just Impact Pro Wrestling, but I feel in professional wrestling today. One of the best workers, one of the hardest workers I know, one of the most respectful workers that I know as well. That being you. So you can own up to that. You'd be like, hell yeah, that's me.
I appreciate the compliments very much.
So, in the time that you've been with IFPW, how long have you been with Impact Pro Wrestling?
I've been with Impact Pro Wrestling since 2007. I started in September of 2007. And I did my first show in Whittemore, Iowa, not too far from here.
No, not far at all. In that time, you started in 2007. Besides the hair, what else has changed for James Jeffries?
Oh, definitely, the colors of my ring gear have changed. When I started, I had the short haircut, and I wore red, white, and blue American tights. I kind of wanted to be like Lex Luger. I thought, these red, white, and blue tights with stars were really cool. But,
and Lex Luger, you can actually see him live and in person in Waterloo this coming summer as well.
On July 22nd.
Cheap plug, Troy. Anyway, so you wanted to be like Lex Luger, and then what kind of just led to what your overall look was? Obviously, you didn't have the Luger feel.
Yeah.
You had your James Jeffries look, though.
Right.
What went into that look that you came out with?
I really like, two of my favorite guys are my very favorite is the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, and another favorite of mine is the Superstar Billy Graham. So when I was a bad guy here a few years ago, I started wearing the pink and the black, and then I incorporated a little fringe because Kerry Von Erich on his boots used to wear tassels and fringe. And then I took a little bit from the Macho Man, Randy Savage, too. So, with the different types of fringe over the years.
So pink and black, though, that's kind of stuck with you throughout your whole, most of your career. Not your whole career, but for a lot of your career.
Yes, for most of my career, that's been my go-to color.
Your little mantra. Now, what happens, let's say in a couple of years, you want to get new gear made up. Does the pink and black remain, or do you maybe look at a couple new colors?
Oh, I think so. I think the pink and black remain. I think you definitely need to have, one of the veteran wrestlers said, you really need to get multiple colors. You need to have a little bit of everything. So I think very soon I'll get some different colors and bust out just a little something to keep it fresh and keep it new.
Now, you talked about veterans that you've talked with. For you got to work with T.S. Aggressor, and you've worked in matches with him on numerous occasions as well, correct?
Yes.
Now, what's that like, working a guy like TS in not just the match, but in training and kind of coming up with him?
It's just an honor to work with TS and to be one of his students. And every time you get in the ring with him, whether it be training or wrestling on, I've got to wrestle a few matches with him, like you said. It's just been an honor, and you really hope to do him proud as one of his students. And I truly think that he's the best trainer out there.
I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I get into arguments with people because I have to say how great TS is, because he is great. He is an amazing person, not just as far as training, but he is an amazing friend to many people that come through the doors of Impact Pro Wrestling, a great father, and just an overall awesome dude. So,
oh, yeah, he's a great guy. I got to wrestle him in my hometown in Riceville in 2007. It was myself and Johnny Fitness versus TS, AJ Smooth, and the Pimpologist Flav in my hometown in Riceville. So that's a match that really sticks out in my mind.
Now, you mentioned some older names there. You talk about Flav, you talk about Johnny Fitness, you talk about TS. Obviously, through the years, almost a decade now that you've been with Impact Pro Wrestling, obviously people have come and gone. Through the new talents that have emerged in the last few years, who do you look at and say, you know what, I haven't worked them yet, I need to work these guys. I need to work this guy specifically. Who do you look at as new talent that you want to face?
I would love to get in the ring with Clay Cooper, the new trainee.
You mean Clay Jeffries?
Nah. He's a lot more talented than I am.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he is.
No.
But I would love to get in there with him. There's another young guy, Nate. I can't think how to pronounce his last name.
Troush. Yeah, Troush. Yeah.
And I'd love to get in there with him. Gosh, who else? Tyler Jones. I'd love to get in there with him. As far as the new guys go, I would love to wrestle all the three of them anytime.
Now, I got a couple stories here. The first one is this. When Ray Fearing and I, we broke in together, and when we came to our first training session, at about 9 o'clock in the morning, TS told us, hey, come in. There'll be people there already. They'll be waiting for you. The first two people in the door that we see are Nicole, the being Frankie J, and this guy with long hair, these pink tights that he's talking about all the time. Doesn't have an ego. Very, very nice man. I think you know him. His name's James Jeffries. So, and that was one of the cool things, and I think that's where the relationship that we have outside of wrestling with you and Frankie J, that being Alex and I, Ray Fearing and I, that's where that kind of started, was that first training day for us with you guys, and that was awesome. The second story I got,
Absolutely.
For those that don't know, James has a huge fan and a huge admirer in the form of my grandmother. And James, you see that little smile coming about, because he knows about this. So, my grandmother, numerous times when somebody I'm managing takes on James, she's like, oh man, is James okay? Like, she'll come up to me after the show. Is he okay? You guys beat down on him a little too much tonight. And she just harps on me and harps on me. Now, my grandmother, unfortunately, last year, a lot of stuff happened, a lot of just horrible things. Parkinson's hits hard, and it's a very, very crappy thing for anyone to go through, and I feel for any family who has to deal with that. But after a lot of good things happen, my grandmother gets in the hospital, she finally comes to a clear conscience, good mind, and the first time I see her, without any, little hiccup, nothing, she's doing better. I see her for the first time in the hospital. James doesn't know this. I haven't told him the story yet. But what ends up happening, I say, Grandma, how you doing? First time she's seen me and a clear mind in months, and the first thing she says is, oh, I'm good. How's James doing? My grandmother asks, not, Mikey, how are you? Oh, grandson, I love you. No. How is James doing? Is he still the world champ? That is how much my grandmother loves this guy and admires him as the champ, as the man. And that's why I respect this guy tenfold. This guy, one of the best workers in the biz, outside the biz, doesn't matter. One of the most respectful guys I know, and I appreciate your time on the vlog. We got a couple minutes left before we get out of here, so I'll ask you this. Where does James Jeffries go from here? You got a big match, I know, in Waterloo this year. the first ever cage match, and you're managed by a guy who used to be involved with a certain group that was legend, wait for it, Dairy, back in the day. You got J.J. Dillon in your corner in this cage match. You take on Justin Decent. What's that like?
Oh, it's just, first of all, I want to say hi, Vandy's grandma. I miss you, and I hope that you're doing well. And I miss seeing you at shows, but I'm glad to hear you're doing better. As far as getting managed by J.J. Dillon, I mean, his list of accomplishments are just endless. And I mean, I'm so very honored to have him as my manager in Waterloo. And I'm very excited for the steel cage match on Friday, July 22nd in Waterloo. Justin Decent is one heck of a world champion, and I hope to come out victorious with the support of all these great people. And I'm going to give it everything I got in Waterloo, and I'm very excited to be in that match with J.J. Dillon inside the steel cage. And Justin Decent, you better be ready, because I'm coming for you.
Alrighty, we're going to get out of here now. I'm hoping this doesn't die before we get out of here. So, thanks very much to my good friend, my good man, partner in crime. Thank you very much for the opportunity to talk with you. And where can fans follow you if they want to?
You can follow me at The Real J-Double on Twitter, and you can hit me up on Facebook, James Jeffries.
Stay tuned to more info about Impact Pro Wrestling as well on their Facebook page. Like the Stud Club page, like the Jason Michaels Facebook, and as always, like, share, and subscribe to Vandy Vlog.